It's the news at noon. In the news, President Muhammadu Buhari charges African countries to exploit inter-African trade. Former President Goodluck Jonathan commends Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Udom Emmanuel, for executing massive development project. Akwa Ibom State Internal Revenue Service urges all employers of labor in the state to file PAYE Tax Returns for 2022 before 31st January 2023. On the foreign scene, China population shrinks first time in 60 years. And in sport, Ronaldo to wear captain armband faces Messi in first Al-Nassr match. Details coming up shortly. Good afternoon and welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Yo, I am Rachel David White. We begin the news this afternoon with a report that President Muhammadu Buhari has charged African countries to exploit intra-African trade to harness the economic benefit as well as increase their productive capacity. Speaking at the opening ceremony of the 9th African Shippers Day organized by Nigerian Shippers Council (NSC) in collaboration with the Union of African Shippers Council (UASC) in Lagos, Buhari noted that intra-African trade in goods was $135 billion, representing 15% of Africa's total trade. Speaking on the theme, African Continental Free Trade Agreement, a veritable platform for African shippers to mainstream into global trade. President Buhari, who was represented by Minister of State for Transportation, Ademola Adegoroye, lamented the fact that, compared to other regions, intra-African trade is in sharp contrast to trade in other regions, which is as high as 70% within the European Union and 60% in Asia. In his welcome address, the Executive Secretary of NSC, Emmanuel stated that there is a need to sensitize various governments within the region to fast-track the dismantling of tariff and non-tariff barriers hindering trade in the region. Jumay also stated that the reorientation and organization of intra-African trade should start from the West African sub-region, adding that when the sub-region gets it right, it would be easier to connect and fully trade with other regions of the continent. Back here, former President Goodluck Jonathan has commended the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Udom Emmanuel, for executing massive development projects that have positively impacted on the lives of the people of the state. Dr. Jonathan made the commendation while inaugurating the 1.15-kilometer Afi Ukontere Bridge on Etebienwang Road, Mbo local government area. Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, who was accompanied by his wife, Dame Patience Jonathan, described the bridge as one of the flagship projects of the Governor Udom Emmanuel administration, which would promote the economic well-being of the people of the benefiting communities. The former president said Nigeria needs more leaders like Governor Emmanuel with vision to embark on such massive and life-touching projects for the benefit of the country. Earlier in his speech, Governor Emmanuel had said the completion of the project was a deliberate plan of his administration to develop and open up the coastal communities. The governor again assured the people of the state that his administration has judiciously utilized the resources of the state for the development of the area. He thanked the people of the area, especially the youths, for supporting the contractors to deliver the projects. In their various goodwill messages, some stakeholders in the community, including the Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Emmanuel Ekuwem, member representing Mbo in the State House of Assembly, and the local government chairman, lauded the state governor for completing the project. Government House correspondent Jen Owa reports that the Fiu Kontege Bridge, which is part of the 19 kilometers Etebi-Ewang Road linking Mbo and Esreket local government areas, has been described as the fourth longest bridge in Nigeria and the longest built bridge by a state government in the country. Meanwhile, some residents of the benefiting communities in Mbo and Esreket local government areas have expressed appreciation to Governor Emmanuel for completing the bridge project as promised. In separate interviews with Planet News, the residents, who are mainly fishermen, artisans, traders and farmers, said the completion of the bridge would boost their economic well-being. Others also commended the government for completing the project, which was initiated by a former administration in the state many years ago. The respondent maintained that the bridge would help the residents of benefiting communities to easily access medical, education, and other social services in neighboring communities. Away from that, Akwa Ibom State Internal Revenue, AKIRS, is informing the public that, in compliance with the provision of Section 81, Subsection 2 of the Personal Income Tax Act 2011 as amended, all employers of labor doing business in Akwa Ibom, including public and private organizations, are statutorily required to file their PAYE Tax Returns for 2022 on or before 31st January 2023. A statement released by the Executive Chairman, AKIRS, Okun, says that, in line with Section 81, Subsection 3 of the Act, any employer who contravenes the section shall be liable on conviction to a penalty of 500,000 naira in the case of a corporate body and 50,000 naira in the case of an individual. According to the release, in line with global best practice, Akwa Ibom State Internal Revenue Service has directed all annual filings should be done online using the following link: https://akirs.ibomtax.ng, noting that those who cannot transmit their PAYE returns electronically are advised to go to the AKIRS with their returns attached with relevant Excel schedules with a flash drive or USB. It added that all employers of labor are to comply, and for further inquiries, they can call 0802 377 2227 or email support@akirs.ak.gov.ng or visit AKIRS Revenue House, Banking Layout, Udom Avenue, Uyo. In politics, all is now set for the 2023 APC presidential campaign rally in Akwa Ibom State on January 30th, 2023. The rally, which will hold in Uyo, will have the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, in attendance. A statement by the Secretary, Central Planning Committee, CPC, for Akwa Ibom State APC Presidential Campaign Rally, Udom, urges all APC party members and residents in the state to come out en masse to give their President a rousing welcome. According to Udom, while in the state, President Buhari will lead the Tinubu Shatima presidential campaign rally for Akwa Ibom State as the leader of the party, while the APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu is expected to deliver his message of renewed hope to Akwa Ibom people. To this end, the Central Planning Committee calls on all APC members, especially members of the CPC subcommittees, APC support groups, party faithfuls, to leave no stone unturned towards mobilizing Akwa Ibom people to come out to receive the President and the members of the APC Presidential Campaign Council. The CPC also commended Akwa Ibom State government for her initial approval of the Unity Park as venue for the earlier postponed rally, as they look forward to the early release of the Nest of Champions, They proposed revenue for the January 30, 2023 rally in view of the fact that the President and the Commander-in-Chief will be in attendance. Udom stated that while names of subcommittee members have been released, names of the 31 local government mobilization committees will be released in due course, and called on all subcommittee members not to relent in their ongoing mass mobilization of the Akwa Ibom people and residents of the state towards achieving a successful rally. On electoral matters, positive reactions have trailed the disclosure by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) that statistics of young people between the ages of 18 and 34 who are eligible to vote in next month's election stands at about 37 million, representing 39.65% of total registered voters. Speaking with Planet News, the Chairman, National Youth Council of Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State Chapter, Barrister Theodore Williams, observed that the outcome of the 2023 elections will be determined by who the youth are backing, noting that the numerical strength of the youth would hugely count.
The 30th anniversary of June 12 the elections is around the corner. Incidentally, 1993 to 2023 is 30 years. 30 years old men are no longer babies. They are grown men who will have a say in the 2023 elections. And so the umpires, they have the opportunity to correct the wrong of 30 years ago. Providence has given the electoral umpires, the minders of Nigeria, today another opportunity 30 years after to correct the mistake, to correct the error of 1993 by allowing a free and fair elections 30 years after. So we are hoping that the 2023 elections will be free and fair, and that external influences and usual Nigerian electoral factors who may exist will be very minimal, and that the election will be very free and fair.
Barrister Williams pointed out the significance of the 2023 elections and how it brings back nostalgic memories of event of the 1993 elections in the country, which was widely acclaimed Nigeria's first election.
The voters' registers as released by any two parties clearly shows what we have all long known, that the voters' registration of last year had a high turnout of youths. And the high turnout of youths is not accidental. It's deliberate, and it is a direct outcome of the dissatisfaction of the Nigerian youths in terms of the economic downturn this country is facing and experiencing. But I know for a fact that Nigerian youths did not go out to register just to have a voter's card, because we are already Nigerians. The youths will make a very good use of the advantage of that political strength in the next election. And the next election will be won and lost by whoever based on the strength of the youths, the voting youths that are behind you. Definitely.
Recall that INEC presented a register containing 93 million voters for the 2023 general elections. The voter distribution also reveals that 44 million registered voters are females and about 49 million are males. Of the total registered voters, the number of young people between the ages of 18 and 34 stood at 37 million, representing 39.65% of total registered voters, while the elderly between the ages of 50 and 69 stood at 17.7 million, representing 18.94% of total registered voters. You are listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo. Let's take a breather and then bring you more stories from our foreign sport and entertainment scenes. Do stay with us.
Healthy living begins with the choices one makes. Choosing to live healthy is the first step to healthy living. Join us Sundays 1:30 to 2 p.m. for Health Way. Awareness for healthy choices.
Plunged to record lows as it workforce ages in a rapid decline that analysts one could stymie economic growth and pile pressure on strained public coffers. The mainland Chinese population stood at around 1,411,750,000 at the end of 2022. Beijing's National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) reported a decrease of 850,000 from the end of the previous year. According to the NBS, the number of beds was 9.56 million, while the number of deaths stood at 10.41 million. In sport, Cristiano Ronaldo will captain a Saudi All-Star XI team when they face Paris Saint-Germain in a friendly match on Thursday. It will be Ronaldo's first game since he signed for Al-Nassr last month. The 37-year-old will lead out a side which will have players from both Al-Nassr and Al-Hilal. This comes after Ronaldo was presented with the captain's armband ahead of making his debut in Saudi Arabia. The game will see him come face-to-face against long-term rival Lionel Messi of PSG, currently on a tour of the Middle East. Still in sports, the second round of ongoing Australian Open in Melbourne was today halted for 3 hours on all outside court as temperatures rose to 35 degrees Celsius. The extreme heat led officials to suspend all play on the outside court, who agreed that it was too dangerous to play competitive tennis in such condition. On the entertainment scene, 19 housemates have been put up for a possible eviction in the first week of the ongoing Big Brother Titans, which kicked off on Sunday night. The nominated housemates for eviction will be relying on fans and viewers' votes to remain in the BB Titans house situated in South Africa. The first eviction, according to Biggie, is scheduled for Sunday, January 22nd, 2023. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM with you, but before we go, a recap of the major stories. President Muhammadu Buhari has charged African countries to exploit intra-African trade to harness their economic benefit as well as increase their productive capacity. Former President of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, has commended the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Udom Emmanuel, for executing massive development projects that have positively impacted on the lives of the people of the state. Akwa Ibom State Internal Revenue, aka IRS, is informing the public that in compliance with the provision of Section 81, Subsection 2 of the Personal Income Tax Act 2011 as amended, all employers of labor doing business in Akwa Ibom, including public and private organizations, are statutorily required to file their PAYE tax returns for 2022 on or before 31st January 2023. On a foreign scene, we told you that official data has shown that China's population shrank last year for the first time in more than 6 decades as the world's most populous country faces a looming demographic crisis. In sport, we reported that Cristiano Ronaldo will captain a Saudi All-Star XI team when they face Paris Saint-Germain in a friendly match on Thursday. For comment and coverage of the newsworthy event, call our newsroom on 0812 770 2940. Visit our website on planet101fm.ng and follow us on Twitter at planet_101fm. Also, like our Facebook page at Planet101FM Uyo. The news was edited by Isaiah Udo and Jane Owa. As we end the news, meditate on the fact that nature never rushes, yet everything gets done. Nothing good comes out of hurry and frustration, only misery. So, trust the process of your work ethics and you will surely win. I am